While there was a time when these stars were at the top of their game in TV, music, politics, or sports, even just one bad decision flipped the tables for these stars, who are now facing the music behind bars. These are famous faces you forgot were in jail right now. In October 2014, People reported the Real Housewives of New Jersey stars Joe and Teresa Giudice were sentenced to prison for various counts of mail, wire, and bankruptcy fraud. While Teresa has since completed her stint behind bars, Joe is currently serving his 41-month sentence. He began his prison term at New Jersey's Fort Dix Federal Correctional Institution in March 2016. His brother-in-law, Joe Gorga, told Extra,
"Yeah, Joe's doing good. He's doing his thing, and he's working out a lot, looking great."
Teresa also updated fans, saying her hubby is slimming down behind bars and had lost nearly 45 pounds as of January 2018. She told People, "He's very in shape. He works out. Not that he never worked out before, but it was all that alcohol he was drinking and whatever. He's in tip-top shape now." Physique aside though, Joe faces another legal challenge upon his release from prison: deportation. Though his defense team appealed the judge's October 2018 decision to expel the reality star from the US, as of early 2019, it's still unclear whether he will return to his New Jersey digs or his home country of Italy.
There's a chance of anything happening, you know what I mean? There's nothing in life that, is certain.
A source told E! News that if the latter becomes a reality, Teresa and Joe may be going their separate ways. Real Housewives of Atlanta star Phaedra Parks' estranged husband, Apollo Nida, is serving an 8-year sentence on mail, wire, and bank fraud charges, according to People. Nida originally faced upwards of 30 years, but his sentence was reportedly lessened due to his cooperation with investigators.
Ready to get in and get out.
Right.
That's my thing. I'm ready to get out. Yeah.
But Nida's time in prison hasn't been all terrible. He divorced Parks but found a new woman to shower with love. Per Us Weekly, he's engaged to marry Shireen Al-Mufti, who made an appearance on the fall 2016 season of Housewives. The tab claims they were friends before things turned romantic, and she reportedly visits Nida in prison on weekends. Former pro football star Sam Hurd could have been one of the league's most prized and respected players, but instead, he's serving 15 years behind bars for his role in a drug distribution hustle, according to USA Today.
Everyone at the Bears say, "Good guy, great guy, quoting the Bible, great guy to be around." Obviously, he was conning them if he was involved in this, and he led a double life.
Hurd was rounded up during a sting at a Chicago steakhouse after he reportedly chatted up an undercover cop and attempted to buy 5 to 10 kilograms of cocaine and 1,000 pounds of marijuana to distribute on the streets. Hurd told the court, "I regret not thinking about the consequences. I made some dumb, very bad decisions." In 2015, ABC reported Hurd filed a motion to have his sentence reduced from 15 years to 9. He stated he was rehabilitated, had completed both typing and business classes while behind bars, and even learned how to attend to basic sports injuries. But his request was denied. Music producer Phil Spector will possibly spend the rest of his life behind bars for the death of actress Lana Clarkson, according to CNN. In 2003, Clarkson was discovered dead, sitting in a chair in Spector's home. She'd been shot in the mouth. Spector's first trial ended in a mistrial with a hung jury, but the second time around, jurors reportedly deliberated for just 30 hours. Spector was sentenced to 19 years to life behind bars for the killing of Lana Clarkson. South Africa's Oscar Pistorius became one of the world's most renowned athletes when he sprinted in the 2012 Summer Olympics in London as a double amputee. But he made headlines of a very different sort the following year. In the early hours of February 14, 2013, he reportedly fired 4 shots into a closed bathroom door, killing girlfriend Riva Steenkamp. According to CNN, Pistorius said he thought an intruder was in his home, but the prosecution claimed he killed Steenkamp after an argument. Pistorius was convicted of manslaughter in 2014 and sentenced to 5 years in prison. He served 1 year and was then put on house arrest, but his conviction was overturned and upgraded to a more serious charge by a higher court in 2015, according to CNN.
The verdict was unanimous and unexpected. South Africa's Supreme Court calling Pistorius' original jail sentence inappropriate and raising it.
In November 2017, his sentence was increased to 13 years and 5 months by the Supreme Court of Appeal. In March 2018, Pistorius ran out of appeals. Politics is a dirty game, just as former Illinois Governor Rod Blagojevich, who was convicted of abusing his power in 2011 and was sentenced to 14 years behind bars.
Maybe one of the lessons to this whole story is that you got to be maybe a little bit more humble.
The governor was accused of trying to sell Barack Obama's U.S. Senate seat after Obama won the 2008 presidential election, as reported by the Chicago Tribune. In 2016, after serving just 6 years of his sentence, Blagojevich tried and failed to get the remaining years knocked off.
It's hard to even hope that our deal might be ending soon.
Blagojevich's luck changed dramatically when Donald Trump was elected president in 2016. Maybe it was because Rod starred on The Apprentice in 2010, but after Trump openly pondered a pardon for the disgraced governor, Blagojevich filed a formal request with the Department of Justice, seeking a commutation of his sentence, according to USA Today. As of early 2019, there's been no movement on the request, however, even with Trump dismissing Blagojevich's crimes and saying, "Plenty of other politicians have said a lot worse. He shouldn't have been put in jail." Disgraced politician Anthony Weiner's political career fell apart after he was found to have been sending intimate texts to multiple women, one of which was a minor, using multiple aliases, including Carlos Danger.
I have said that other texts and photos were likely to come out, and today they have. As I've said in the past, these things that I did were wrong.
After his wife, noted political advisor to Hillary Clinton, Huma Abedin, left him in May 2017, Weiner began a 21-month sentence at the Federal Medical Center in Massachusetts in early November of that year. According to Page 6, Weiner told the court at his sentencing, "I was a very sick man for a very long time, but I'm also responsible for the damage I have done. I have a disease, but I have no excuse." NBC reported in late 2018 that Weiner is scheduled to be released in May 2019, 3 months shy of his full sentence. Joseph Son is most famous for his role in Austin Powers' International Man of Mystery as Random Task. But in real life, however, Son's evil deeds were no laughing matter.
And you said that you were an actor. What do you do with acting?
I do comedy, play bad guys sometimes.
In 2011, he was convicted of participating in the gang rape and torture of a woman that he and an accomplice reportedly kidnapped and assaulted in 1990.
I was kidnapped, I was tortured, and I was left for dead.
According to the Daily Beast, DNA evidence from an unrelated case in 2008 linked Son to the heinous crime, for which he was sentenced to life with the possibility of parole. 1 month after starting his sentence, Son, who is also a former MMA fighter, beat his cellmate to death. According to Bakersfield.com, after a jury found Son guilty of the lesser charge of voluntary manslaughter, slapping the former actor with an additional sentence of 27 years, the judge told Son, "That crime is as monstrous and despicable as anything this court has ever seen." Jonathan Paul Koppenhaver is an ex-MMA fighter who legally changed his name to War Machine.
Speak my mind, and I do a lot of impulsive things, but it's got me in some trouble. It cost me some money. I'm trying to really think before I act.
In 2017, he was sentenced to 36 years to life for the brutal 2014 assault of his ex-girlfriend, adult entertainer Christy Mack, and her male friend Corey Thomas. According to CBS Sports, the former fighter avoided conviction for the alleged attempted killing but was found guilty of 29 of 34 charges for kidnapping, battery, and assault, and the attack that left Mack with a punctured lung and several broken bones. At his 2017 sentencing, per ESPN, Koppenhaver expressed remorse for his crimes and claimed to have found God while in prison, saying, "Not a day goes by that I don't seriously regret all those things that I did." Mack also spoke at the sentencing with a very different perspective, telling the judge,
"When I get out, when he gets out, he will kill me."
According to ESPN, Koppenhaver will be eligible for parole when he is 71 years old, but he seems to have found a bright spot behind bars. TMZ reported that prison-bound Koppenhaver got engaged to a pen pal turned fiancé, Ashley Farrington, in 2018. Bill Cosby was once considered America's dad.
He was a great role model, a great father, a great husband, a great entertainer.
But in April 2018, the face of Jell-O was convicted of drugging and assaulting a Temple University women's basketball administrator in his home 14 years prior. According to Business Insider, Cosby was originally hoping for house arrest. The octogenarian is legally blind, and his lawyers claimed he was too old and vulnerable to do hard time. Nonetheless, in September 2018, the former sitcom star was sentenced to 3 to 10 years in a maximum security prison. According to the New York Times, Cosby is living the life of luxury, at least the type of luxury afforded in a maximum security prison. His new $400 million barbed wire enclosed home is the brand new state-of-the-art SCI Phoenix facility in Pennsylvania, and apparently he's even making some friends in the slammer. According to Dallas Weekly, Cosby is, quote, so concerned with the high obesity rate that he's coaching his fellow inmates, and even some of the officers about health and nutrition. SCI Phoenix apparently has even already served Cosby Jell-O. Perhaps the former spokesperson could convince them to choose something a little healthier. Having famous parents isn't easy, and that's exactly what Redmond O'Neal is blaming for the list of charges that landed him in jail. According to People, actress Farrah Fawcett and actor Ryan O'Neal's troubled son was hit with numerous charges, ranging from drug possession to assault with a deadly weapon, after an alleged violent crime spree in May 2018 left 2 victims severely injured. So why would a man with a $4.5 million inheritance allegedly rob a convenience store? It's apparently got nothing to do with the drug addiction that's long afflicted the voice actor. He told Radar Online, "It's the psychological psychological trauma of my entire life. My whole life experiences have affected me the most. Fighting with my father, being kicked out and living on the streets, going to jail, being put in a psychiatric ward, being embarrassed all the time, just because of who my parents are. The pressure that came with that set off a time bomb in my head. I never asked for any of this. I never wanted any attention. Currently, Redmond is awaiting trial. In the meantime, according to Radar Online, the star has allegedly refused to take his medication and spends his time in jail, quote, talking to himself, often loudly yelling. Per the tab, in December 2018, a psychologist found him competent to stand trial, where he'll face a whopping 20 years behind bars. Check out one of our newest videos right here, plus even more Nicki Swift videos about your favorite stuff are coming soon. Subscribe to our YouTube channel and hit the bell so you don't miss a single one.